Good morning and welcome. Patriot Radio News Hour. Joe and Jason on this Hump Day Wednesday. CPI inflation data Wednesday. I hope it finds you well. The heat is still on. It's going to be 1 million degrees. No, I'm just kidding. Another day of over 110. And believe it or not, I'm going to say this. I know it's crazy. 110 isn't that bad. 112. All right, now you're starting to get crazy. 115, yeah, forget about it. But guess what? I'm going to go out. I'm going to risk my life today. Got a round of golf scheduled. I'm going to play it at the hottest part of the day. And then I'll report back to you on how all of that goes. But having said that, big, I guess, developments, if you will, on inflation today, just as we told you. We told you it's going to be lower. It's lower. This is a little trick that they like to play. This is the time of year where inflation tends to be the lowest. Why is that? I don't know. But anyway, I got to throw this out there. All of this is seasonally adjusted. So, was it really lower? Who knows? Are they actually tracking inflation? No. But the number that they correlate to it came in a little bit lower. We'll break it all down for you. 800-951-0592. The website at allamericangold.com. And Jason, a big rally in gold and silver today as the CPI number month over month, 0.2%. The headline number, 3%. Yeah, you heard me right. 3%. Now, why does that matter? Well, all you old people, you know the ones, that you get your Social Security payments. This starts they don't, normally you would think, well, they'll just take inflation for the whole year. Right? That would make sense. Right? Let's add up January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, right? Let's just add it all up. Oh, no, my friends. See, they're really smart because they figured out, hey, the way we seasonally adjust things, this 3-month period, inflation tends to be the lowest. So let's use that to determine what the cost of living adjustment these people on Social Security get. Little thing you may or may not know, but now that you listen to us, now you know it. Excluding food and energy. By the way, there was a huge drop in gasoline prices. Here in the Valley, we were paying ridiculous prices. I was telling Jason this morning, I go, gas is down over $1 a gallon here in Arizona in the last month. Like, it just out of nowhere. Of course, we're still at, $3.79, $3.89. Jason said, well, gosh, gas actually went up a little bit here. I'll say this for gas prices. This is probably the bottom. We'll probably get ready to see gas prices heading higher into this. But excluding food and energy, Jason, the number came in at 4.8, which is still, it was 5. Now 4.8. The headline number, where were we? 4. Now we're at 3. So all in all, a number that will make the Federal Reserve happy. Don't have you. So hold on a minute. We gotta. There you go.
There you go.
It's the old thing of when it's summertime, we're all in that mode. We forget. Turn your mic on, right? I know we've done it a million times. Jason and I have done shows together for years. I had to remember a few weeks ago. I could not get my mic to turn. I just wasn't doing it.
We have that new morning show too, so I think Jack is still adjusting to the new guy in the morning. He has to come in a little later and adjust all the stuff there. So it doesn't matter. And we got the new equipment. I'm broadcasting from different places. At least we get it right 4 out of 5 days.
We're like Dentine gum, right? 4 out of 5, or is it? I don't know, whatever it is.
4 out of 5 dentists approve of of whatever gum or toothpaste or toothbrush. But no, the inflation's down 3% year over year. As you said, this is usually a lower part of the year, but last year it was the highest number year over year that they had over the last 3 years. It was the biggest number, so it's, people were freaking out. They're not printing money. The Fed, by their own numbers, you never know what they're doing behind closed doors. They're not printing extra money. There's no quantitative easing happening. So inflation can go away, officially. However, they upped the debt ceiling. The government's getting ready to spend more money, and we never know when things go sideways, who's getting money or who's going to print. And by the way, Joe, we never know. You never know what day things go sideways and they start putting money out there. But if they stop printing money, and really all inflation really is an increase in the money supply. So technically, inflation should go down officially if they don't print money. But how long is that going to last, Joe? And I still call for a situation where interest rates are high or go higher and printing money is happening at the same time, because they're going to have no option when things get worse.
Yeah, and we're going to have a rate increase in July. And again, the problem is, where do we go from here? Can we get much lower from here? The answer is no. Not without a lot of people losing jobs. But here's the thing. COLA adjustments. Remember, it was 8.7%. I mean, it was a huge number on the cost of living for Social Security. Right now, Jason, they're talking about this number could drop all the way down to 3% or below. So it just kind of tells you kind of where we're heading with all of this, that the cost of living adjustments will be significantly lower this year. Unfortunately, I don't know that inflation, it'll be lower, but here's the problem with how inflation works. Well, if it was up 10% last year, and it's up another 5% this year, right, that's still well over 50. It's actually closer to 16, 17% higher, and yet you're maybe only going to get 10 or 11% increase in your cost of living. That's a losing venture. We'll be back after the break. (800-951-0592). Joe and Jason, Patriot Radio News Hour here on this hump day. Quick look in at the markets. The Dow's up 280. Yeah, baby, we're excited. The S&P's up 43. The NASDAQ up 170 points. Why not? And again, the 10-year note, ready for this? 388. Yeah, 388. So just the other day, we're almost at 4.1. Hey, this is what let's just call it what it is. Make-believe report will get you. But don't worry, gold's up $23, 1960. Silver's up almost $1 today. By the way, we're going to have a huge silver sale coming up for you. But if you're tired of all the nonsense, and again, remember, here's the sad part. Rates are going higher, despite the appearance of a really great number. This is, by the way, the 27th straight month decline. That is the longest on record. And I don't understand, because I don't think that's true, but that's what I'm sorry, a 27-month low. They got that right. It is the longest streak of declines ever. And I'll try to find out exactly how many straight months of declines we're at. Probably close to a year, something like that, because Jason said, I want to say last year, was this the highest number last year? Jason, was it the highest?
9.1. Yeah, it was 9.1, and the May number was 8.6, and then the July number was 8.5. So it was cresting to its highest, and then it started to go down from here.
So we've had a 1 year of straight declines in inflation, the biggest streak ever. And unfortunately, Jason and I both think the streak is going to come to an end in the next month or two. But neither here nor there. If you don't want to play this game, right, maybe get out while it's good. Dow's 34 and change, right? Maybe you want to get out when it's good. Check out our friends at Y-Refi. Up to 10.25% fixed rate of return. It does not change. It does not care what the inflation number is. Check them out. InvestYRefi.com. That's the word invest, the letter Y, REFY.com. Or just call them 888-YREFI24. Just tell them Joe and Jason sent you. Remember, you got to have at least 50,000. But inside this inflation number, like we said, the headline month over month up 0.2. That is by far the lowest we've seen. The headline number, 3% year over year. As soon as you take out food and energy, it jumps up what they call core, which is what, up until a few, 6 or 8 months ago, this was the Fed's favorite number, the core number, 4.8%. But now they got a super core number, and I don't even know what's in that one. But Jason, across the board, a little bit lower than expected. The 12 straight months of year-over-year declines. That is the longest streak of declines going back to 1921. The 4.8%, that core number, that is the lowest number since October of 2021. The 0.2 number, the smallest 1-month increase since August of 2021. Inside of it, some bad news, I guess. Shelter up another 0.4%. And again, housing's not going anywhere. There's unfortunately, rents are crazy. Housing prices are crazy. Rents were up 0.5%. I know people are waiting for this to fall. It hasn't yet. And again, this is such a laggard number for the Fed anyway. But Jason, really, this was kind of what we were looking at. Communications fell 0.5%. I don't know what that would be. What are we talking about with communications? Cell phones? I don't know that phones got cheaper, but okay. Household furnishings fell 0.1%. New vehicles were unchanged. Medical care was unchanged. So, I mean, really, the things that people need outside of the energy side of things, not a lot of improvement, but improvement in things that, well, let's just say maybe aren't something that you need to have month in and month out.
That's right. And even their year-over-year number of 3% is still 1% over their goal, right? So it's not like they've gotten back to their goal, so to speak. And we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, you could say 1%, or is it 50% over?
50%,
right?
Right. Exactly.
What is it really? Right? It's not real. Oh, well, it's only 1%. No, it's 50% over their headline number.
It's possible the year-over-year number could be 3 next month, maybe, but there's no way it'll drop next month. I just don't see. And as each month goes on, because I do the 2 years, I go by the 2 years for the year-over-year numbers, and it has been going down a little bit each month this year. From 13.9 in January's number from 2022 and 2023 added to where it's at 12.1 with 9.1 plus 3. So it's. They're not printing. They've been, they've been doing the whole taper thing. They've been trying to get assets off the book, so to speak, even though they're doing a miserable job of it. But they haven't been printing, Joe, and that's the whole thing. How long can they sustain this non-printing? We know their system. They want to grow, and growth is with more debt. And I don't know when's it going to happen, right, Joe? How good do they have to make it look before they can start printing again? And then that inflation will come back.
Yeah, and again, it's going to be interesting to see commercial defaults if we get time. It's starting again. We had the law. They're just the timing of when these commercial real estate buildings have to be refinanced. They had a little bit of a lull. They're back, and already, just as we expected, it's straight jingle mail in handing things back. Something of interest. Ed Dowd, a guy used to work for BlackRock, apparently decided to find religion and now does what I'll say is the anti-BlackRock and telling everybody, man, this thing is not what it seems. He brought up something really, really interesting when it comes to disability claims, because this was something that we saw during the financial crisis. This huge spike in people filing for disability insurance. In other words, hey, I can't get unemployment insurance. It ran out, or I'm not eligible, whatever the reason may be. I'm going to file for a disability insurance. Of course, today everyone's got a disability, right? I'm stressed out. I need a support animal, or you know what? I got ADD or whatever. I've got COVID fear syndrome. I mean, whatever it can be, right? It's a pretty low bar to qualify. But Dowd, that said that real-time disability data from the BLS, that's the Bureau of Labor Statistics, they're the ones that do the jobs number and all that stuff, an all-time high. Right now, an all-time high. 34 million people, by the way, jumped 857,000 in June alone. So we had a June CPI number, and then the BLS kind of snuck this one in. Hey, hopefully nobody will notice. But Jason, there's seeming to be this new pattern now of people, hey, why is the workforce participation rate not going up? Why aren't we able to fill all of these jobs? Well, guess what? I think we found it.
Yeah, that's the first thing I thought as soon as you said the number as well. I guess this is those people aren't going for first-time jobless claims. They're leaving the job market because they can't work, right? Or being on disability is better than them trying to scrape a living together, going to work with whatever disability. So, yeah, that's interesting stuff, Joe. That's something to be talked about on the next show for sure sometime.
Yeah, and again, I don't, some people are saying it's vaccine related and all that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Sure sounds like it.
Right? They don't tell us why, but nonetheless, a very interesting. Here's what caught my eye with that number was, because it jogged my memory because I was doing this back in the last crisis, and all of a sudden, the disability insurance fund, people forget, it went broke. So they had to take some of the payroll tax, that 12.4%, and divert some of that into the disability fund. And now they're like, the disability fund's good till 2055 or something like that. Well, maybe not, right? Maybe not with all of the claims piling back in, but it's one of those other indicators, isn't it? That, wait a minute, things have slowed here significantly. I have, as all of you know, I have tons of small business owners, a lot of them, bars, restaurants, catering, right? All of those types where a lot of the hospitality and leisure, and that makes sense. We're in Arizona. It's a heavy tourism state. Significantly slower all of a sudden. Now, granted, it's summer here. But how about this one? And I want to give credit here because I didn't report it, the Washington Post, which I, take that for what it's worth. Businesses are starting to cut hours. So this is another one of these indicators, right? Hey, we're not laying off. What happens first? We're going to cut hours first. The layoffs come next. By the way, Microsoft announcing we're going to start another. They just already laid off 10,000 people. Not enough. They're going to be laying off more. But they're saying hundreds of thousands, millions of people being forced into now what they're calling part-time roles. And I don't know the exact. What is it? 30 hours or less is part-time. It's either 30 or 32 hours is that part-time level.
I think full-time is 32 hours and more, and I guess below that, I don't know what part-time is defined as, but full-time is 32 hours or more. At least that's last I knew years ago. I think below 32 is I guess considered part-time, Joe.
So now they said in June alone. So think about this: two big numbers in June. People filing for disability up 867,000, which that seems unbelievable to me, but okay, that's the number the government's putting out. Then the number of people who went from I was working full-time to now I want to work full-time. So in other words, hey, real simple, I got my hours cut. Jumped by 452,000. So Jason, you add those two numbers together. That's a pretty big increase in the amount of people that are like, hey, I'm out of money. Because that's what that says, right? That simply just says, I'm out of money.
Yeah, and then there's always people just dying. There's always people leaving the job market for a lot of other reasons, and so that's why I said the numbers are always hard to read because you really have to take in the fullness of everything that's going on. Yep. So when you report these numbers, Joe, it's like if you got to look at several other things, and so this. I said in 2021, I keep saying this seems just like it's going to be a slow grinding crash. I mean, I had no idea they were going to print as much money as they did in 2020 in response to the COVID emergency. Everything dropped like a rock. We had days where the Dow was down 2,000 points. People don't remember this. The Dow was down 1,500, Dow down 1,000, then it bounced up 1,500. Massive, huge moves, and then it just kind of, after the market dropped like a rock, it bounced off the bottom. Everything was fine. Everyone just had their eyes on COVID. And ever since 2021, Joe, it just looks like since that so-called recovery from printing that money, it's just been slowly grinding in this bad direction. There's never any good news, is there, Joe?
Well, I guess there was a little good news today. Headline CPI, 3%. $800-951-0592. Joe and Jason, Patriot Radio News Hour on this Wednesday. Gold's up $24, 1961. A new higher high here that we've been watching this bottoming in gold and silver. This is a good indicator here that we've gotten the higher highs that we needed. Silver, crazy day here, up almost $1 an ounce, back above $24 to the ounce. And Jason, we have a huge sale. We've got about 8 cases, and these are going to be sealed cases of Silver Eagles. Going back, we were running a special a few weeks back, and silver was between $22 and $23, $22.60, $22.70. Now it's at $24. I've got rolls of Silver Eagles at $700. So that's the same price, yet silver's, let's call it $1.25 higher, right? So they should be somewhere around $725, $730 a roll. No, $700 a roll. Cases of Silver Eagles, 17,250. If you buy 3 cases or more, and I've only got 8, but if you buy 3 cases or more, $17,000. And Jason, I went to the big online guys. One of them, they want $39. $39. That's their cheap price. That's $780 a roll, right? I mean, come on. The other one, not much better, $38, right? Cases, the cheapest I could find, $19,000 and change. I mean, we're $2,000 less than these guys. This is huge. Listen, silver, we know we've been waiting, and silver actually, it really has moved. I mean, silver back, go back to 2021. Silver was $18, $19. I mean, it's $24. It's not like it hasn't moved, but there's a lot of move left here. A lot of move left. This is a great opportunity. You don't get silver, going up $1 and me telling you the price is less. That's exactly what we're doing today. Rolls of Silver Eagles, $700 a roll. These are from the U.S. Mint. There's 20 ounces in the roll. The white tube with the green top, the green monster box, 17,250. If you buy 3 cases or more, 17,000. And Jason, heck, the height when silver was unobtainable during COVID, right? These cases were like $22,000. And silver was like $20. I mean, so this is really a huge opportunity here at 800-951-0592. Take advantage of these lower premiums, Jason, because they're not going to last.
Yeah, silver's, even though it's probably lower than it should be selling for, it's got a 3-year stretch of opening the year above $20 an ounce. And as much turbulence as silver has had, it had a couple of years back in 2011 around the housing crash where it opened the year above $20 an ounce. And then, of course, 1980, the 1 year where, the Hunt brothers. But it's got a nice, solid pattern of staying up. Now, it's been kind of down a little bit. It's been up a little bit. But it's doing just fine, Joe. It's going up. And I think it's just like anything else we've been talking about. It's grinding its way slowly up. And then when things start to move in a wrong direction, the markets, I think you see silver at 30 very quickly. I mean, very quickly, it could just suddenly be $30, and the supply is not there, Joe. And we've sold this stuff the last few years and seen the ups and downs of the supply and the ability to get it and the prices that we have to sell it for. It sure seems like it's like a dam getting ready to burst when it comes to silver and gold, but especially silver.
Yeah, I agreed. And again, the climate change agenda, I don't know if you saw it. It's so funny. I want to say it was the Spanish delegation, because I guess there's some climate meeting going on. They decided, in show of how serious they are, they rode their bikes to the meeting. Now, I'm all for that. The problem was, unfortunately, the security detail in all the cars, you should have seen that there's like 3 of them riding bikes with all of these cars. Now, obviously, they could have just been in the cars and maybe even had a couple of less cars had they just driven there. But again, this is, all of this show stuff. It's kind of interesting. Listen, the solar thing's not going away. It's not. Electric cars aren't going away. Matter of fact, this is all coming. We haven't even scratched the surface. This is why I'm telling you, if you can afford it today, buy silver today. It's just an incredible opportunity, because over the next 10 years, the amount of silver needed to make all the electric cars, to make all the solar panels, Jason, it's just not there. It just isn't. And the only way to get it there, I don't know. Does $50 get everybody mining silver? Maybe. It may have to go to 70. It may have to go to 100 to get enough to have it be okay. It's high enough that this million ounces is finally worth getting. This is what we're talking about. This has nothing to do. I don't care about the dollar. I don't care about inflation. This isn't a play on any of that. This is simply a 10-year play on simple supply and demand, Jason.
Yeah, and we've had inflation since 2021. I mean, silver opened at 1805 on 2020. And then, of course, all the things that have happened since then. And now it's around 24. I mean, you're looking at over 30%. It's up. That's 10% a year. That seems to be kind of keeping up with the inflation, right, Joe? The numbers they give us, at least. It's up 10%. Gold doing the same thing. This is why you buy gold and silver. It protects you from the moneyed vultures that want you in their Federal Reserve system. The Federal Reserve note that the whole world spends, and this country obviously spends, their name is on the money. I mean, if you actually hold the physical money, it says Federal Reserve note. Those digits in your account, those are Federal Reserve notes. And it's purposely made to be inflated to steal the value of whatever you put there. They don't want you saving money. They want you to slave away and not have anything to yourself in the end, Joe. And this is why you put it in gold. If you don't have something to invest in, you don't have any hot tips on a stock or anything, you put your money somewhere safe where it holds its value until you decide when and if you're going to spend it. Right, Joe?
Absolutely. 800-951-0592. Joe and Jason coming right back. Stay with us. 800-951-0592. Joe and Jason, the big Silver Eagle sale going on right now. Just to give you an idea of how big it is, cases of Silver Eagle, $17,250. That's $750 off. If you buy 3 cases, $17,000. We were already the cheapest at $18,000. You buy 3 cases, $17,000. That's $1,000 off. That's like buying silver instead of $24. That'd be silver at $26. You're saving $2 an ounce. It's like you're buying it with silver being at $26 instead of $24. Rolls of Silver Eagle, $700. You're saving $30 a roll on just a single roll at $700, right? That's like $25.50 silver. I mean, this truly is. It's one of those opportunities that comes along that we are obviously, we've been doing this for over 2.5 decades. We've got contacts everywhere, people out there everywhere. They know what we can do. They know the volumes that we can run. And this is why they call us with these things. And this is why you get to benefit. And these aren't called. I saw one of the online guys, Jason, they were selling called Silver Eagles. Right? So these would be damaged. They're black, right? They're all ugly at $38, right? At $38. I mean, this is how well priced we are. These are out of sealed boxes. And we're at $35. And if you buy by the case, even less. If you buy 3 cases, you're down to $34.
Yeah, Silver Eagles are always, have the high premium no matter what, how hot or cold the silver buying market is. There's always the highest. It's the coin that everybody wants. Worldwide, everyone likes the Silver Eagle. 0.999 pure silver, 1 ounce per coin, 20 ounces in the roll, 500 ounces in the box. I mean, it's
easy math, right? It's
easy math. Yeah, and so when you can get it from your local guys in Arizona, Colorado, and if you're listening online, you can get it all over the country. We'll ship it to you. If you can get it this cheap, it's worth it. Whatever shipping costs you incur, you're gonna more than make up for it in the savings, right, Joe? This is straight across the board for anybody anywhere that gets to hear this show and wants to buy silver. This is pretty much the thing to buy.
Yeah, and again, I'll tell you what I'll do. Anybody buying a case or more, you buy 3 cases, buy 1 case, the shipping's free. We charge a flat $35 to ship anyway, So that's the most you would ever get charged for shipping. But if you buy a case or more, I'll throw the shipping in. 800-951-0592. And this one kind of disturbs me, this next one. Because this guy seemingly always knows what to buy, when to buy it, and always buys low. He's known for, we're talking about Warren Buffett. He hasn't been buying anything lately. Nothing. Because he gets it. He knows. Stock market's way overpriced. It really is. It's kind of funny. People think that they're paying a fair price on Wall Street because they've convinced you that the stock price is the only price, which, of course, is most of the time you're paying 20, 30, 40, 100 times earnings. It's ridiculous. But anyway, I digress. He bought something. Guess what he bought, Jason? He bought
metals?
one. Yeah, no, not metals, but close. He bought liquid natural gas terminal. There's only 7 in the whole world. He bought one of them. Yeah. Berkshire Hathaway has agreed to buy Dominion Energy's 50% stake in Cove Point liquid natural gas export project in Maryland. And again, I think this just tells you where Warren Buffett thinks liquid natural gas and natural gas in general, where that price is going, right? Just throwing that out there. You guys can decide for yourselves, but usually when he buys something, he already knows he's going to make a ton of money.
I guess he's depending on the facts, I think, is maybe what he's depending on, which is, whether you're a pro-environmentalist, you think the world's being destroyed by humans, or if you're somebody that doesn't believe environmentalism is a real thing. Natural gas covers both sides, and nobody seems to want to talk about it because it burns clean. Right, Joe? It's that one thing sitting there.
They hate it, though. They hate natural gas. Why? I don't know. I don't know enough about it to be an expert, but the climate change people, they hate natural gas.
Because it doesn't help their cause, and it's also more dependable than traditional electricity. The natural gas backup generator that I have at my house. As far as normal circumstances, if there's like let's say I was in Texas and the grid's been showing stress, that natural gas is coming in from piped in the ground. It's there's no freezes or droughts or anything that's going to affect the natural gas. My entire life growing up, I've never had a natural gas outage. It just seems like it's just a really, really, really good option. I know that decades ago I heard that we're sitting on a 100-year supply of natural gas right here in the United States. So all the facts are basically, this is probably the best thing that we can use. It's readily available and ready to go. I think there's better ways of getting electricity, Joe. That's once again for the next show. But natural gas is here and ready. I think, like I said, I think Warren Buffett's just going off facts. This eventually, I think he's going off this. Eventually, everybody's going to figure this out, even the people that don't get it. I think that's what he's going off of.
You're probably right. Hey. Eventually, common sense will prevail. 800-951-0592. Final segment coming up. (800-951-0592). Joe and Jason wrapping up this Wednesday. If you're just joining us, the inflation number came in cooler than expected. Really, I don't know that it was cooler than expected. Everyone expected it to be a lower number. It was. It's created a big rally in gold and silver. Gold's up 24, 1961. Silver up 99 cents right now, 24.08. A massive Silver Eagle sale here at Patriot. We were already the cheapest around, and now we're even cheaper. It's crazy. Silver's up $1, and we are lowering the price. It's a great opportunity. Rolls of Silver Eagle save $30 a roll. Really, with silver up $1, you're like saving $50. Because silver up $1, that's a $20 increase in a roll of Silver Eagles. I mean, that's how that works, right? So $700 for the roll. You YouTubers out there, Jason's showing you one of those rolls. Cases of Silver Eagles. Man, you really want to save some money. $17,250. You save $750 on a case of Silver Eagles. You buy 3 cases or more, $17,000. So you're saving $1,000 a case, or $2 an ounce. And by the way, you buy a case or more, we'll throw the shipping in as well. 800-951-0592. And Jason, everybody's wondering, we're starting to see some more signs about the consumer running out of money. Was it Bloomberg the other day talking about, hey, everyone's cutting back. They're shopping at the dollar store. They're buying the cheaper shampoo or the cheaper makeup, the cheaper lotions or whatever it may be, cheaper toilet paper if you can imagine. There's certain things I'll cut back on. I don't know about the toilet paper. I gotta have my tushy feeling right. But neither here nor there. Now today, Bill Gross has come out and says, before the end of the year, the consumer is going to be completely tapped out, and the recession that we've been waiting for. It's going to be interesting how the Christmas holiday looks. And then, of course, we got the news today from the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the huge jump in disability claims. And then on top of that, the big jump in people that were working full-time are now back to part-time but want to work full-time. That number jumped by almost 500,000 people. And these are all these, so you start putting these dots together. For me, it's that cut in the hours, because that's what happens. First we cut the hours, then we cut the job, Jason.
Online Google searches for pawn shops at an all-time high. That tells you people are out of money. And if you're somebody who needs to go liquidate some items, make sure you bring your gold and silver here, because we'll treat you better than the pawn shop by 15,000%. I mean, the pawn shops have rules that they have to play by, and they just can't compete. But some people don't know where to go. Your gold and silver needs to come here, Joe.
Yeah, and we're seeing it here. We've had a tremendous amount of selling, really. All year, but it's definitely picked up, right? So that just tells you the stress levels are there, but that just means buying opportunities for those that have the resources. Pick up that silver, 800-951-0592. Jason and I coming right back with the Half Empty Cup.